Can a machine write a perfect SQL query faster than you can pour a cup of coffee? I mean, can it actually understand logic, join tables, and spit out flawless code before you've even had a chance to think? Well, today we're going to find out. And to answer that question, we are putting three of the biggest names in AI right now head-to-head in a pretty intense SQL showdown. The clock is already ticking. The rules are super simple. Each AI gets the exact same prompt, and they have just 30 seconds to generate a query. But here's the catch. It doesn't just have to be correct. It also needs to be efficient and, readable by a human. This is a real trial by fire. All right, so who exactly is stepping into the ring for this high-stakes competition? Let's meet our three very powerful contenders. First up, from OpenAI, we have GPT-4o, known for its absolutely blistering speed. This is our sprinter. Then we've got Claude 3.5 Sonnet from Anthropic, which is praised for its clean, almost human-like code. Think of it as the craftsman. And finally, rounding out the trio is Google's Gemini 1.5 Pro, famous for its deep reasoning abilities. This is our deep thinker. And here is our battlefield, a classic e-commerce database. We've got tables for customers, products, and orders. Now, it looks like a simple setup, but don't let that fool you. It's perfect for asking some really tricky business questions. Okay, round one. We're going to start with a bit of a softball here. It's a simple, single-table query that, honestly, any junior analyst should be able to write in their sleep. This is really just a warm-up lap. The prompt is as straightforward as it gets. Find all customers from California. 30 seconds are on the clock, and go. This should be an easy win for all three of them. And they're done. Wow. All three models just blew through that, clocking in well under 10 seconds. Honestly, that 30-second timer felt like an eternity. They barely broke a sweat. But check this out. Here's where it gets interesting. There's a subtle difference in their answers. GPT-4o and Gemini gave us exactly what we asked for, California. Claude, on the other hand, used CA, the postal abbreviation. Now, this shows it's making a bit of a contextual inference. It's assuming how the data might actually be stored. A smart move, maybe, but it's definitely an assumption. Okay, time to crank up the heat. For round two, we are moving past those simple lookups and into a real-world business question. This one is going to require joining tables and, doing some math. So the prompt is asking for the top 5 best-selling products by total revenue. The AI needs to join tables, calculate that revenue, group all the data, and then find the top 5. Suddenly, that 30-second timer isn't a safety net anymore. It is a real threat. And they're off. GPT-4o is just living up to its reputation, spitting out a query in only 15 seconds. Claude takes a more measured pace, finishing at 22 seconds. And Gemini is really thinking this one through, getting its answer in just under the wire at 28 seconds. Phew, that was a close one. So, bottom line, all three models succeeded. They all got it right. But their unique styles are really starting to become clear. GPT-4o is the sprinter. It's all about speed. Claude is the craftsman, focusing on clean, readable code. And Gemini is the deep thinker, taking its time to reason through the problem. And here we go. This is it, the final round. We're about to ask a question that requires some pretty advanced analytical functions. This is the kind of problem that separates the senior developers from the juniors. The prompt is brutally complex. I mean, a really good solution here needs window functions, and ideally what's called a common table expression, or CTE. You can think of a CTE as a way to create a temporary named result to make the rest of your query way cleaner. To generate that in 30 seconds seems almost impossible. This is the ultimate test. The clock is running, and you can just feel the strain. GPT-4o manages to get a solution out at 22 seconds. Claude is carefully crafting its response, delivering it at the 28-second mark. The final seconds are ticking away. And Gemini times out. The complexity of the task, combined with that extreme time pressure, was just too much. It couldn't stick the landing in time. Now, the results here brilliantly illustrate the difference in quality. GPT-4's solution, it works, but it's a clunky nested subquery that would be a nightmare to maintain later. Claude's, on the other hand, is beautiful. It uses a clean CTE, exactly how a senior analyst would write it. It's readable, it's efficient, and it just shows a mastery of best practices. So, after 3 intense rounds, what's the final verdict? Let's break it all down and head over to the scorecard. In round 1, it was a 3-way tie. Easy peasy. In round 2, all 3 passed, but GPT-4o was the fastest, while Claude's was the most elegant. And in the final round, well, GPT-4o got a functional answer, but Claude delivered an expert-quality masterpiece, while Gemini, of course, timed out. So let's go back to our original question. Can an AI build a perfect SQL query in 30 seconds? The answer is, well, it depends. For simple to intermediate tasks, absolutely. But for a truly perfect query, one that's efficient, readable, and easy to maintain when the pressure's on, the picture gets a whole lot murkier. And here's the crucial point. These tools aren't replacements. They're incredibly powerful assistants. An AI can give you a good enough answer in seconds, sure, but it's that critical eye of a human expert that closes the gap between good enough and perfect.
And that really leaves us with a final thought to chew on. AI offers incredible speed, while human experts bring wisdom and nuance to the table. The real question for the future of data analysis isn't whether you should use AI, but what you need most in any given moment.